everyone is suddenly talking about mental health.
Mental health.
mental health.
Mental health.
With
mental
your
illnesses.
mental strength.
You must have seen a bajillion posts on TikTok and Instagram about how important it is to take care of your mental health, especially when it comes to having a work-life balance, taking care of your body, having a positive relationship with your inner child, and even how to survive a toxic workplace. But no one or rarely anyone is talking about mental health, especially when it comes to job searching. So, today, let's talk about it. So, in today's video, you are joining me on my couch with a cup of yummy green tea to talk about 5 tips that I have learned through my job search and 5 tips my coaches, my friends have given, and tips that I share with more than 300 of my clients across 18 countries on how to stay positive and take care of your mental health, especially when job hunting. So let's spill the tea. Your mental health is incredibly important, especially during your job search. And here are 3 reasons why. Reason number 1, you are facing immense financial and societal pressure to land a job, to afford your apartment, to pay your bills, to afford your gym membership, and also to keep up with your friends who are landing roles. Number 2, job search is incredibly frustrating and a lonely experience. Job search is one of those things that people find really hard to be open about and share with their friends, with their families, because maybe they are vulnerable to share their failures, or maybe their friends and families won't understand it, which makes it incredibly lonely. Number 3, it can feel like that it's a long, tiresome, and never-ending journey. Landing a job can take you as long as 6 months, believe it or not. Your days can feel like they're dragging on and on and on, even before you get a single interview call. And frankly, 80% of the people give up on their job search within the first 3 weeks, which is why it is so important that you focus on your mental health as much as you're focusing on landing your dream job. So I genuinely hope that these 5 tips can help you feel more grounded and help make this job search journey easier for you, just like it did for me. Number 1, schedule to avoid chaos. I give this tip to each and every single one of my clients or anyone that meets me and asks me about how to land a job. And that's because you need to have a proper, comprehensive Excel file tracker for each and every job you're applying for. And here's why. Let's say you apply to a job on 15th of this month and you don't hear from that job for the next 1 month. And let's say a recruiter calls you on the 15th of the next month, which is 1 month after you've applied for this job. Now, if you're not organized and you don't have an Excel file tracker, what will end up happening is that you won't remember which job you applied for, you won't remember which position you applied for, and you would not clear the phone interview round, and hence you would not land the job interview, which will end up making you feel bad, guilty, and develop a negative image of yourself and end up overwhelming you. You don't want that. I'm going to be putting a link down here so you can download the Excel file tracker that I give to all my clients so you can be prepared in your job search. Tip number 2, get your tough tasks out of the way. Okay, I get it. I put the snooze button all the time on difficult and repetitive and frankly boring tasks such as laundry, going to groceries, cleaning the apartment, or even going to the gym. But these boring and repetitive tasks can actually make you feel overwhelmed at 5 p.m. on the day, which is why it's really good. The first thing you do in the morning is go have a workout. The first thing you do in the morning is get rid of all the dirty dishes or anything that you have on your to-do list that you are in control of, because it's going to make you feel a sense of accomplishment during the day, which will keep you motivated and positive in your job search. Tip number 3, take it easy and set realistic goals. The number 1 thing I find 90% of my clients doing wrong is they get this surge of energy when they're starting their job search and they start applying 100 jobs a day And then what happens? Their energy dies down after 1 week, and then they lay flat on their face, and then they feel that they're not good enough, they feel unworthy, they feel imposter syndrome kicking in, and they frankly feel like they don't have what it takes to land a job. So, what is important is to set realistic goals and be honest with yourself. You do not need to rush into applying to 100 jobs a day, whereas you can set realistic goals of applying maybe 10 jobs a day. So you don't have to put this pressure on your body and on your mind that you need to land a job within the next 1 week. Whereas on an average, it might take you 3 months to land your dream job. So the key is to take it one step at a time and not rush through your job search. Tip number 4, distribute your time and conserve your energy. The biggest complaint that I see my clients make is, I procrastinate, I don't know how to go about this job search, or I just don't find the motivation to apply for jobs. And why is that? Again, touching on my last point, if you're applying for 100 jobs a day, what you're doing is you're exhausting yourself mentally so that you create a mental block and you don't feel like applying because you feel overwhelmed and everything seems jumbled up. You don't know how to reply to this question or that question. And then what ends up happening? You procrastinate. Because by procrastinating, you can avoid that feeling of anxiety in your body and in your mind. And that clock that is ticking, I need to land a job. I need to land a job. And this is what happens. So you go on your Netflix and you watch endless TV shows, or you go on your social media and scroll through reels just to avoid the feeling of anxiety and overwhelm in your body and mind. So how can you avoid that? How can you get out of the mental block if you're currently in, or how can you avoid being in that mental block because you may be a procrastinator just like me? The number one thing to do is keep a journal, plan out your day, and allocate yourself tasks. So for example, you might want to start with a workout in the morning. You might want to head over to cleaning the dishes, preparing some meals, doing the laundry, and then put in sometime during the day when you know you're awake, when you know you're in your prime zone to maybe applying for jobs 2 or 3 hours a day, taking a bit of a break, going for a walk, and then coming back and maybe not applying for jobs on maybe a platform as LinkedIn, instead networking on LinkedIn, and then maybe another hour a day preparing for those upcoming job interviews. So it's really important to distribute your time and allocate yourself different tasks so you don't feel that it's repetitive and boring and you don't feel that mental block coming in. Tip number 5, ground yourself, find a hobby, and ask for help. Now, this may be an obvious one, and you may have seen a lot of posts on Instagram and TikTok talking about it, but we don't actually do it, do we? We look at it, we like a reel, we comment, yes, absolutely, or maybe we share with our friends, but we don't actually implement these things in our life. So we're going to do that just after this video. So ground yourself whenever you feel that anxiety and overwhelm kick in, especially when you're applying for jobs day in, day out. You may not have heard from an interviewer in the past 15 days, and you may feel that imposter syndrome kick in. You may feel those negative feelings kick in. Ground yourself. Whatever makes you ground yourself, whether it's walking bare feet on a grass, whether it's lying on your back on a cold floor, whether it is maybe meditating, or maybe just walking on a treadmill, whatever that grounds yourself, do that exercise. Personally, for me, whenever I have an anxiety attack, I like to lay flat with my back on the floor and just breathe in and breathe out with my eyes closed, because that helps me ground myself and reduce that anxiety. Finding a hobby is equally as important as grounding yourself, because what will happen is if you find a hobby, you have something to look forward to, maybe at the end of the day or during the day, which can make your job search a lot more easier to cope with and manageable. Personally, for me, I like to swim twice a week. I like to join a squad, have a coach, because I feel motivated and this is something that I could look forward to. So find a hobby, whether it is dancing, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's maybe swimming or collecting leaves and storing them, whatever it is that is your passion and that is something that makes you happy. something beyond your job search, something beyond your work, do that and find that. And because that is your me time, and that would actually help make this entire job search process, which is incredibly frustrating and incredibly lonely, a lot more manageable. Ask for help. So, asking for help is something we often don't do. Maybe because we feel vulnerable asking for help, or maybe because we don't know who to ask for help. So, asking for help could be just maybe asking a coworker to maybe look at your resume, see everything is all right, maybe asking a mentor to give you a reference for a job, or maybe asking a resume coach just like me to contact them to ask their professional help to make this job search easier for you. So, whatever it is, ask for help from your friends, your family, and professionals like me who can help you in this job search, who understand what you're going through and can support you. I hope you found this video useful and helpful, and I hope this video makes your job search more easy and manageable. So if you like this video, hit that like button, comment below what was your favorite tip or something you would like to implement, or maybe a tip that I didn't mention and you do so I can learn from you. And hit the subscribe button because it helps make this channel a lot more and motivates me to do more videos for you. Stay tuned for the next video in 15 days and check out this video here or this one. I'll see you next time.